Hi, this is John with Bank Account Bonus Central, and today's video is all about Wellby Credit Union. So they are offering $1,000 in credit card funding. I'm not sure if they're offering more. This is a nationwide offer. Just right off the bat with this video, I'm going to be asking your help for data points with this as I'll give you reasons in a second. So before we jump into additional details, I do have a quick disclaimer. So I am not a customer of Wellby. I'll tell you why in a minute. I am not affiliated by them. I'm not endorsed by them. They do not have any sort of referral program at all. This is my own personal review for informational purposes only. All the screenshots are from their website, and all the data or all the information is accurate as of the time of this recording. So I recently got rejected by 3 credit unions in a row. Bam, bam, bam. So that means I'm going to be taking a little bit of time in the garden, as it's called. For credit cards, it's called the garden, so I'm calling it the garden for opening up accounts with credit unions and stuff like that. So this is my garden. This is something I do that's offline, that is not screen related, something I do with my kids. We have 2 garden beds. This would be the first fruits here. There's 2 varieties here. The taller ones are called double sweet corn, and the smaller ones are called peaches and cream. So my first attempt at growing corn in the raised bed. So the tops are called tassels, and that's where I'm just going to talk about corn because I missed signing up for new stuff. So bear with me for a minute. So the tops are called tassels, and I'm a high school math teacher, so I'm used to helping kids get their tassels on their graduation hats. So the tassels is where the pollen comes from, and it hits the silks on the bottom. I'll show you that in a minute. Here's my second attempt. My daughter took these pictures of the corn, so shout out to my daughter Abby. So there's multiple varieties here. You can see interesting thing about corn. If you can look on the bottom here, this one's all green, and then this one's kind of red. I have like 4 different varieties here, which I was told after the fact you're not supposed to have multiple varieties in the same bed, but you live and learn. Anyway, so these are the Halloween type ornamental corn, which are edible. So second attempt, we got 2 beds, so there is that. And there's a huge sunflower. It's like 8 feet tall. Things ridiculously huge. And then, but it is really exciting to see the silks coming up, and you can see they're not little worms or anything like that. Those are the pollen which falls onto the silks, but it is really exciting to see. Okay, I miss opening up accounts, so I'll just leave it as that. So here we go. All right, so when was the last time your bank paid you for opening and funding checking accounts? That's what this channel is all about. This video is all about. I do have a $3 million challenge. I want to help at least 1,000 people get at least $3,000 from these videos in 2023. If you can appreciate profitable content on coming to you at a consistent basis, do me a favor and hit this video with a huge thumbs up so you can get fed just as easy as this. My friend the bear back here is getting the salmon jumping into his mouth. Shout out to James. Share with you what he sent to me because it might be answering questions you may have, but haven't had a chance to email me about. So James says, thank you for all your videos and help. Using your tips, I've been able to complete your $3,000 challenge this year. Thanks again. That is huge and awesome. Love hearing about it. Thank you. Had an interesting conversation about Hyatt and the world of Hyatt and their credit card. That was actually my first credit card. I'll talk to you about that in a second. So here's what he said. I'm trying to maximize my spend now when earning Hyatt points. I'm considering one or both of the world of Hyatt cards. I've heard you talk about using the ink cards to fund accounts and purchase CDs. Have you had any experience in using Hyatt cards to fund bank accounts like Wings or others? Just curious if you have any insights, since I've read on how some card issuers frown on that practice. Amex frowns on this practice. Do not ever use an Amex card to fund an account because they will not be happy. Thanks for any insights you may have. So the world of Hyatt card, I haven't mentioned this, or if I have, it's been a long time. I am an affiliate for the world of Hyatt points. I can actually sell you points. They're not really that good of a deal. Going through me, it's easier. You can get more points, to be honest, going straight through the ink cards. Then you can, like the ink preferred, you can switch those over to Hyatt points or just get the Hyatt credit cards. The original Hyatt card was my first hotel card. It was the coolest thing ever. They had a deal back in the day around 2018 or 2017. You get the OG Hyatt card. You spend $2,000, you get 50,000 points. My truck, I still owed 2,000 on it. I used a service called Plastic to pay off my truck. using the Hyatt card. So 2 weeks after getting the card, I got my truck title in the mail, and I got the 50,000 points, which is easily worth over $1,000 in Hyatt nights. So I talked to him about that. Hey, get the ink cards. You get a lot more points for the same amount of spend. Thanks for your perspective. I used a referral link below to get approved for the Ink Preferred last night. It'll net me 40,000 more UR points versus the Hyatt card, albeit without any Hyatt status for a late checkout. So in regards to that, for Hyatt, you can actually join the world of Hyatt without actually having a Hyatt credit card. So you can gain the status, and late checkout's available just if you ask, anyways. So my status was here's a bottle of water when you walk in. But that can come later, which is cool. If you send me your first service credit union member number, I'll use that to open an account there and fund that account as well. Thanks again for all you do. So huge shout out to James for hitting at $3,000. If you think about $3,000, which he made, and now it's June, almost July, so that's the first 6 months. If you double that, that's 6,000. So if you do that 10 years, I've been doing this for 6 years now, and I've been making 10,000 per year. I'm definitely on track to do that for this year. For 10 years, that's $60,000. I mean, that's huge. So this is a hugely fun and profitable hobby. I love talking about these ink cards. The Ink Preferred is one of the best travel cards, period. If you spend 15,000 on this card, which is one of the points of making this video, here's how you spend $1,000 plus. There's opportunity for a lot more. Plus, I have a lot more videos showing you how to easily spend way more than 15,000 in opening up accounts, which shows up as a purchase. So the Ink Preferred card, spend 15,000, get 100,000 points, which is 1,000 in cash, or 1,250 towards travel. It doesn't make sense for anybody to pay for travel when Chase will pay you a whole bunch of points to open up accounts and travel. Ink Premier, love this card. Already made over 4,000 off this card this year so far. Same thing, $1,000 for spending 10,000. If you don't want annual fees, spend 6,000, get 750 for the Ink Unlimited. Ink Cash Card gives you permanent 5% back on your cell phone, home phone, internet, cable, office supplies. So spend 6,000, which is ridiculously easy to do. Earn $750. You can get a new ink card. If you're under 524, you can get a new ink card every 30 days. So if you're interested in doing that, only thing I ask for you is use my link. One hand washes the other in this. I put out these videos. It does also help you to get approved, since I've been a Chase customer for around 30 years now. So refer your Chase card. Here's a link here, QR code, or churningadventures@gmail.com. Check it out. Get some free vacations. Get some money, whatever. All right, so Johnson Space Center. Talking about Wellby. So Johnson Space Center, which is brought you NASA Space Center, which is one of the Houston Astros, why they're called the Astros for the astronauts. They changed their name to Wellby back in 2021. So $2.6 billion Johnson Space Center Federal Credit Union has announced a new name brand effective in October, and their name will be changed to Wellby. So Wellby comes from financial well-being. So there's that interesting name. One of the first things when I look at a credit union, speaking of which, there are over 4,800 credit unions in the United States. One of my goals for Bank Account Bonus Central is to have the most up-to-date and comprehensive list of banks and credit unions that will allow to have or to use credit cards to fund. So that's something I'm in the process of, and I'm going to be asking your help with in a few minutes. So first thing I look at for banks is their certificates. How generous are they here? Because that shows generosity at other places, or can. So 6-month CD, 4%. That's awesome. Their sweet spot is 7%. I'm sorry, 7 months, 5.25%. That's phenomenal. You need at least $1,000, and it's really easy to fund that with a credit card. So it's wellby.com. If you look up their website, here's what you're going to see. If you hit apply online, here's what you're looking for. You want to apply for as a new member. How you are eligible to join. Some of the the local ones, like if you go to Google and you type in credit union near me, you're going to see a bunch of regional ones or local ones, and some of them are like ridiculously strict on their membership guidelines. This one's interesting because it's got two different ways to be considered nationwide. The first one is member of American Consumer Council, which is like $8. A lot of credit unions will give you that membership for free. And then the interesting one is none of these apply. I have no idea what that means, how none of these apply, but I guess you can say either one of those makes this a nationwide credit union. So there is that. If you find ones that are local to you, I haven't mentioned yet, please feel free, shoot me an email. I'm going through about 20 per day looking for credit card funding and stuff like that. So that's how I'm coming up with these. And I'll definitely will be continue doing this for a long while. It will keep me busy. All right, so required products is the primary savings. The interesting thing about this one is normally they require a $5 minimum, which makes you a member of the credit union or part owner of the credit union. And then I hit the 7-month CD, which is $1,000, which is, I'll show you in a minute. So selected products, primary savings, and the certificate. And then you want to look at the tell us about yourself, your social security, name, basic stuff. It's like almost all these credit unions have the exact same form. So a lot of these, if you apply for a number of these, you just click and it's already got your stuff pre-populated. Address, zip code, city, state, contact information, driver's license, employment, upload a picture of your driver's license, beneficiaries. And then here's the fun part. So if you're looking around, digging around, eventually I will be asking for my goal eventually will be to have a community. Seriously thinking about and praying about doing a whole website because that's going to take a whole another amount of time to do that. And I'm not the most technical person out there. But basically, as I said, I want a list, but it's going to be a private list where in order to be able to get in is I'm going to ask for 10 pieces of data where if you can see right here, bam, you're looking at something that other people may not know about. Credit card funding, bam, this is how you can see that you can get in. Primary savings 0, total deposit 1,000, and like for this, it's $1,000, which is not much, but it'll be growing at 5.25%. That's much better than pretty much all of the other readily available savings options out there. Input your number. And then question I get all the time is about cash advance. So $1,000. So if you look at your credit card, look at your cash advance fee or your cash advance limit. So if your cash advance limit's 500 and your funding, you're going to be hitting the card for $1,000. Then there's 2 options for the credit card to do. So either deny the card or let it go through. But you want to make sure what you're funding, what you're charging is going to be well above the cash advance limit. Then it should go through. So Nationwide Credit Union has a lot of potential out there. Very nice CD rates, initial credit card funding, potential for additional funding. So I'm going to ask you, email me at churningadventures@gmail.com with your data points as to if you're able to fund additional online. So once you get in, hit open additional accounts. And if you're going to be doing this, like for checks, for example, my checks report's 22 pages long. It literally reads like a phone directory for a whole bunch of banks and credit unions. If you want to try to hit as many in one day that you can possibly limit out at, and then they're all going to combine to one checks hit. So there's another data point or another pro tip. So please email me. So once you get in, see if you can open up additional ones. Another thing I ask you to do, like for example, if you got $10,000 limit on your card and you actually want to put in 10,000 into CDs at this place, call in and say, hey, I just opened up an account. I want to do additional. You have the option to fund with a credit card. Can I do that with 10,000 just all at once over the phone with you? And most of the time, sadly, they will say no. A lot of times, the credit card funding's it's one and done. Like with Wings, you can hit it for over 10,000, 10,005. I think that's the absolute limit. I haven't seen any data points showing otherwise, but there are some credit unions that will say, sure, we want your money because we can make a lot more money off of it. And that becomes a gem that's very valuable. So bank account bonus central verdict, nationwide offering 1,000 in initial credit card funding. Very nice CD rates, potential for more funding. Please share your data points with me. What is not to like? So today's question is interesting. It's talking about prayer. What is prayer exactly? So Jesus' disciples in Matthew 6 asked him, hey, Lord, teach us how to pray. So Jesus said, this is a model for a prayer. See, this is basic outline for how we should pray and the right mindset we should have in regards to prayer. The first thing is, Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name, your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our sins or debts, as we forgive our debtors, people who sin against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. Yours is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. So prayer starts, the model prayer by Jesus, talking about relationship, our Father in heaven. I mean, Dad, help me. Give me wisdom, give me guidance, give me your grace. Help me do the right things in life. That's a prayer he will always answer. God's there, an ever-present help in time of need. Hallowed be your name. The first thing after acknowledging God in heaven is his name is holy. It's not to be used as a swear word. Here's what prayer is about. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. What is his kingdom? What is his will? Well, number one, God wants us to love him above anything else. And number two, love each other. Give us this day our daily bread. Give us our provision. God knows we have needs. Give us, we acknowledge you as our source. Help us to your kingdom come, your will be done. Help us to love you. Help us love one another. Don't lead us in temptation. Help us when temptation comes, the shiny things that can distract us easily from walking a holy life. Deliver us from the evil one, the one who steals, kills, and destroys, the devil. And then it ends with, yours is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. So it starts with acknowledging God as Father in heaven, and it ends with his kingdom, his power, his glory. Kingdom is an interesting word because we're not used to having a kingdom because we live in a federal republic. We elect our representatives. We elect who we want to have as our leadership. And God says, no, it's kingdom. He's the king. Complete different system than what we have in the United States, which makes this a little bit different than what our source of our government is. Additional information on this is gotquestions.org. How can I be saved? Link in the description box below. And then one thing that keeps people away from God is, I want to see people be spiritually free. I want to see people be financially free. That's ultimately my heart towards everybody. Love God, love others, help people financially. And, overcoming addictions like online pornography, alcohol, drugs, it doesn't matter what it is. Nobody can say that they're spiritually free if they're if they're addicted to anything. I am an affiliate for Covenant Eyes. I got an affiliate link in the description box below. Check it out. Get your first 30 days free. See if this is something that'll benefit you and your family. It's on all my devices. I got two teenagers, or a teenager and one who's about to be a teenager. I don't want them stumbling, or I don't want myself stumbling across something that I don't need to be seeing. So there's that. If you're still here with me, definitely appreciate it. Like the video if you appreciate profitable content on a consistent basis. Share this with anybody who would be able to benefit from it, and subscribe with bell notifications so you can be amongst the first to learn about such profitable opportunities. And with that, look forward to seeing you in the next one. Peace, and may God bless you.